Alright. Synthesis. Alright. You say so.
To be forgotten.
Ooh, who the fuck is that guy?
Worse than death. It is as though my very thoughts are breaking, fracturing into tiny splinters. There are secrets buried
That's a cool
in
graphic.
my memories, exile. Important secrets. Save these memories. Preserve them. But move swiftly, lest you be forgotten.
That is some really cool graphics. Whoa, look at that thing. Cool mobs. Wait, what the fuck was that?
In this realm, ideas may be manifested into
That was like
reality.
Essence Stream. What the fuck was that?
Build paths.
What the
to
shit?
Secrets long forgotten.
Oh, that's what we need. That's what we need. Another Atlas.
Treasures you could only dream of, synthesized into your very hands. A chance to create
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
something
whoa.
truly unforgettable.
Do those gloves just have an implicit conversion? Whoa, 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 that's two new skills I've never seen before. Man, this one's got some really cool graphics. This one's got some really cool graphics.
In Path of Exile Synthesis, you will meet Cavus and help him recover his lost memories. Enter Cavus's memories and stabilize them by fighting your way to memory stabilizers before they decay. Connect these memories together in the Memory Nexus to reach distant memories containing dangerous bosses and valuable rewards.
Damn, some new mob types look pretty cool.
Memories decay after a few runs, so plan your path carefully. Decaying memories yield fractured items with broken mods that are locked in place.
Whoa! 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 Excuse me?
Consume these fractured items to synthesize new base types with custom implicit
Okay,
mods
because
based on the
Eternals
fractured
weren't
items
already
you used.
broken.
Synthesis also contains a complete balance overhaul of all spells in Path of Exile, 6 new Chaos and Holy spells, and significant incentives for handcasting, including several new support gems.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Support gems. 6 new Chaos and Holy spells, and significant incentives for handcasting, including several new support gems.
What the fuck is hand casting? What the fuck is hand casting? Did Chris just make up a new term? You mean self-cast, right?
Check out pathofexile.com/synthesis to learn more.
Alright, it's hand casting now. We're now hand casting. Okay, that's fine. We're going back to the beginning because I want to watch this a little slower.
To be forgotten. A fate worse than death. It is as though my very thoughts are breaking, fracturing into tiny splinters. There are secrets buried in my memories, exile. important secrets. Save these memories. Preserve them. But move swiftly, lest you be forgotten.
Okay, so that's a new skill. Holy? They mentioned holy. Can't be a damage type though, so it has to just be a lightning skill that looks holy. Whoa, what the fuck was that one? Slow down. Slow down. This. The fuck is that? Is that consecrated ground, but huge?
In this realm, ideas may be manifested into reality. Build paths to secrets long forgotten. Treasures you could only dream of, synthesized into your very hand.
It is. It is. It is. Converted to lightning. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
A chance to create something truly unforgettable.
Okay, so this is a new skill, and this is a new skill. There's two new skills there. Little fucking triangle thing and Essence Drain 2.0. At least 2 new bosses, or reworked bosses, and a cool golem. Okay. Okie dokie. Path of Exile Synthesis. In Path of Exile Synthesis you will encounter Kvass. Recover his lost memories and chain them together. Because what we really needed was a third Atlas. Cool. Lost memories to help blah 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 blah. Fight your way through the monsters that have these monsters. So they're basically like temples mixed with breaches, sort of. Temples, if you will. Bridge to the Void. Okay, that's cool. I'm cool with this. Onslaught, Poison, global mods. Duplicate 3 synthesis randoms. Synthesis magics have a 5% chance to drop breach splinters. Synthesis magic monsters have a 10% chance to drop an eldered item. A 10% chance to drop an eldered item? Magic monsters have a 10% chance to drop an eldered item. Excuse me? 200% increased quant on magic. Items dropped by magic have a 10% chance to be corrupted. Monsters have a 5% chance to drop a currency shard. 1% chance to drop a fossil. 5 items dropped by citizens have a 5% chance to be corrupted. Simpsons rare monsters have a 25% chance to drop a divination card. Rare synthesis monsters have a 10% chance to drop an essence. Okay, so we don't have to do any content other than this. We don't have to do anything other than this. What the fuck is going on? With Kvass's distant memories are here and many types of valuable reward, blah blah blah. As you progress deeper within the recess of his darkest memories, his mind starts to synthesize encounters with dangerous and twisted manifestations. That fucking golem looks cool as shit. Fractured items. Decaying memories yield fractured items with broken mods that are locked in place. While these are not generally useful as is, you will occasionally find a fractured item that has excellent lock mod, resulting in much easier crafting. Alright. Okay. Alright. The synthesizer. In the memory nexus lies a synthesizer. Powerful device that let you destroy fractured items to create a base type with custom implicit. These implicits are somewhat controllable. Be careful. Choose your implicit value to consume. It fucking squeeze me? Is that a ring with an implicit of level 5 flammability on hit? Is that what I'm looking at? Is that a ring with an implicit curse on hit? Are you having a fucking laugh? What the shit? It's a prefix, you think? It's a white item, Amu. That is an implicit mod. That is 100% an implicit mod. That is insane. +1 max res, that's an implicit as well. What the fuck? Wow, that's insane. That's insane. I'm sorry, is that Onslaught as an implicit? He is Onslaught. Just Onslaught. There you go. Remember all those mine and trap builds that couldn't get Onslaught reliably well mapping at all? Onslaught. And also, everyone else in the fucking game that doesn't want to use an Onslaught Flask, because nobody wants to do that. And, yeah. Oh. And the enchant is on it. 2 stone boots. Bone helmets. Ooh. Enchants and implicits are 2 different things. Oh, please. Please let this come with the ability to filter by implicit mods as well. Please. Please. Spellcasting rebalance. Synthesis also contains a complete balance overhaul of all the Path of Exile all the spells in Path of Exile, 6 new Chaos and Holy spells, significant incentives for hand casting, including several new support gems. And almost every spell in the game has been adjusted, providing many more powerful options for spellcasters. We've also reworked Stormburst, Flame, Totem, and Storm Barrier support. No Shockwave Totem? Ah, good old hand casting. New support gem, Unleash. The Unleash support builds up power over time to have spellcasts fire multiple times. So it's Spell Echo 2.0? Cool. New support gem, Spell Focus. The Spell Focus support shifts from an area increase to a powerful damage multiplier, as you repetitively cast supported skills. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, I'm on board. I'm on board with that. New caster archetypes. The new Holy Spellcaster archetype features Path of Exile's first holy spells, including Divine Ire, Purifying Flame, and Wave of Conviction. The Chaos Spelltyper archetype not only provides an easy introduction to Chaos spells with Soul Rend, but adds many new tools to the existing shit. Lovely. Unleashes a sudden blast that consecrates the ground and sends out a purifying shockwave. Okay. The fuck? A massive wave of elemental force spreads over a large area, purging enemy resistances. Divine Ire. Channel to draw energy from enemies around you, dealing lightning and physical damage. When you stop channeling, the enemy is released into a single devastating beam to everything in front of you. Okay. Okay. Bane applies all linked curses and a damage over time effect to enemies in an area which benefit from... What, excuse me? Bane applies all linked curses and a damage over time effect to enemies in an area, with benefits for each curse applied. Excuse me? Okay. Soul Rend. Unleash a projectile that weaves towards enemies and implies a deadly but short-lived damage over time effect around the projectile. With additional projectiles and increased duration, this skill can wipe out large groups of enemies. Malevolence and Malevolence and Zealotry? 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 Is that a word? It is now. These two new auras provide new reservation options for a wide variety of spellcasters. Excuse me? Malevolence and Zealotry. Zealotry. I'm going to hope there's more information about that in one of the other ones. Nobody fucking spoil it. In addition to fractured items, synthesized items, and over a dozen new divination cards designed by our supporters, Path of Exile Synthesis contains 16 new unique items with a focus on impacting the way players play Path of Exile. Well, this doesn't change anything except make Impulsor really, really, really fucking good on everything that's not an Elementalist. You know how every Elementalist in the world wants to wear an Impulsor? Well, now, every Elementalist in the world wants to wear an Impulsor, and everyone who's doing a hit build that's not an Elementalist just needs to wear an Impulsor and these gloves. That's all those are. Those are my I'm not an Elementalist glove. Okay. Nebulous. Nebulous Void Scepter. Cast speed. Ooh. Increase cold damage per 1% cold resistance above 75. Huh. Okay, that's really nice. Okay. Creates consecrated ground. Consecrated ground created by this flask has triple radius. 2% critical strike chance against enemies in consecrated ground during effect. Enemies on consecrated ground you create take 10% increased damage. That is a nice flask. That's a nice flask. The King's Path, of course, because why have anything be hard to get? A corrupted rare with 2 implicits. Of course, because why have anything be hard to get? 3 annulment orbs. I mean, I'm on board with that one, that's fine. Why make people work for anything? Why don't we just hand out everything that's rare? Just here, have it. Sorry, a corrupted unique item with 2 implicits. Which is going to end up giving people a lot of really shitty uniques, but that's fine. And much, much more. Synthesis also includes many other improvements. The content from December's Betrayal expansion has been integrated into the core game. The layout of the Atlas of World has been shifted once again. And a lot of Path of Exile's music has been overhauled. Check out the full patch notes early March for more information. Okay, so we knew that Betrayal was going core. We might not be a super big fan of it. Hopefully it doesn't go core in its current state. Find out more in the patch notes. We will find out more in the patch notes. Is that the portal? It is! That's a cool portal. That is actually a cool portal. No, that's the sun. Okay, cool. Next. Hello, beautiful.
To be forgotten. A fate worse than death.
G'day, Ziggy D here, and today, let's
G'day,
take
Ziggy.
a look at Path of Exile's upcoming 3.6 expansion, Synthesis. I'll also discuss some of the new
Yes,
skills, long-awaited balance changes for hand-casting spells, and of course, the all-important new loot.
Save these memories. Preserve them. But move swiftly, lest you be forgotten.
Synthesis, the combination of components to create something new. This new expansion's name applies to its story, its gameplay, and its rewards. Kvass is a spirit who has lost most of the memories of his former life, but he was clearly someone of great importance to Rayclast history. By recovering Kvass's crumbling memories and piecing them together, we'll be able to uncover the story of who he once was. We'll begin this journey by stabilizing memories we locate while exploring through the story and endgame. These shorter encounters
I don't
have us
remember
enter a
Cleve
memory
having this
zone
much area.
filled with monsters, including new Synthesis enemies. The edges of these memories are rapidly crumbling away, and to stray into these voids of unremembrance is to be quickly forgotten yourself. In order to stabilize and secure the memory, we must battle our way towards multiple stabilization points. Once we've stabilized the memory, we'll obtain these memory fragments for later use. Loot from the memory fragment zones will drop at the end, so you don't need to stress about picking up items
Fuck's
while the
sake.
memory crumbles around you.
Alright, I didn't want to do animate
After
weapon
helping
ever.
Kvass recover
It's
some
fine.
of his memories, he'll take us to the memory Nexus, an area floating within the voids of his mind. From here, we'll be able to use the memories we have secured to create connections to the drifting memories within this void. Some
Okay.
of these may contain extra rewards or even battles with
Cool
forgotten
boss fights.
bosses. Interviewing Chris Wilson, co-founder and lead producer at Grinding Gear Games, he said that inspiration came from both Delve League's exploration map, but also from board games, which can be seen clearly in the memory map's rather adorable aesthetics. When designing Synthesis, Chris and Jonathan sat
I reckon it's 40 additional clusters? 20% chance for Synthesis pack to be upgraded to rares. Okay.
around a table fiddling with pieces from the board game Carcassonne, seeing how they fit together to create different paths. I wanted to share this little bit of backstory because I found it a really cozy thought. Mechanically speaking, within the memory map, we'll try to use the memory fragments we have collected like board game pieces to create roads to the different floating reward memories scattered around the Nexus. These reward and boss battle memories will appear over time and will decay as soon as they are run.
Synthesis monsters have a 20% increased chance to drop map. That's cool. 20% chance to drop a currency card. Drop an additional quality currency item. 500% increased quantity of items dropped by synth. 500%!
Such is the fickle nature of the mind. It's pretty clear visually, but you can only connect multiple memories if they have paths that would connect to each other, so you'll need to collect the right memories and place them to make a path. Each of these memory fragments that you place creates an area, and these areas connect together to form a zone that you can run through. Utilizing the developments made in the design of Delve, you can even run a path spanning multiple memories without load screens in between them. Unless the path of course becomes too long, in which case you may have a load on one of the bridges. While the reward memories are the main goal that you are trying to work towards, the paths themselves can be quite rewarding as well. Each memory fragment has its own map style modifiers that increase the challenges and rewards of the zone. The real kicker here is that zones will combine the bonuses of their mods together into a global bonus across all memories.
Oh shit,
So
that
the
could
more
make
you
for some
place
dangerous
and the
zones.
longer the paths you create, the more rewarding and challenging
Oh,
the
that could
memory
be some
Nexus runs will be.
dangerous zones.
Chris Wilson said that it'll be exciting to see the long memory chains some players will create to challenge themselves. To spice things up further, there are also memory amplifier nodes, which can do a variety of things, including doubling the effect of the mods of any memories placed there. Memories have a set number of runs before they decay, as indicated by the number below the piece, so the hunt for new memories in the regular game will continue as you try to forge new paths to reach reward memories. In addition to the regular loot and specific bounties from reward memories, Synthesis brings 2 new item types for players to hunt and craft with. The first is the erratic fractured items. These are rares that Kvass only partially remembers, and they drop within memories from the Synthesis monsters you will face.
That's going to be
They
so
are effectively
broken.
items, as some of the modifiers on them are locked and cannot be changed.
Yeah, no, they're
A
broken.
lot of the time, this will result in an item that isn't very useful, with bad or weak modifiers locked into place. Though there will be another use for these weaker fractured items that I'll discuss shortly. Occasionally, however, a fractured item may drop with locked modifiers that are actually really good. In this case, you have an extremely valuable piece that you can craft into something amazing. Think of a good weapon with a high physical damage roll locked into place. You can alchemy, chaos, and even use fossils or essences, and these fractured mods will remain in place. I personally really love how this will combine with the existing layers of crafting options in the game, which has just been getting more and more interesting and deep over time.
That's fine.
So what about those junky, broken, and useless fractured items that you find? Enter Synthesis. Taking 3 fractured items and synthesizing them will allow you to create a brand new item. These synthesized items have powerful new implicit modifiers, even on items that do not currently have implicit modifiers. Implicits, for those unfamiliar, are modifiers built into an item that remain in place when you craft them into rares. Think of the cold resistance implicitly built into a sapphire
That's cool.
ring. These new synthesis implicits will allow you to create items more powerful or more build-defining than in the past. It could be extra life and resistance built into a chest armor, elemental conversion on gloves, or even a new way of generating endurance charges. The synthesis process itself is rather...
Whoa.
Or even a new way of generating endurance charges. The synthesis
Actually eat dick. What? Hi. Excuse me, sir. I'd like the entire Juggernaut ascendancy and an implicit on my chest, please. Thank you, sir. I will have 4 of those. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Put that on a Juggernaut, and now I'm discharged, bitch. Now I'm discharged. Put that on a Juggernaut. Generate just so many endurance charges. And just be an endurance charge, just discharge jug. Off we go. hand cast discharge with this chest on a Juggernaut. Hand cast.
This process itself is rather a mystery, one that Chris Wilson says GGG is keen to see players discover for themselves during the league. What I know is that the combination of the 3 fractured items will affect the outcome in multiple ways, and that it seems even the extra crafted modifiers on fractured items may indeed play a role. As an extra note, there is plans to make Labyrinth enchantments a separate modifier slot, so they won't occupy the implicit slot. This means we'll be able to have both an implicit and an enchantment on a helmet, for example.
Or, alternatively, both an enchant and 2 stone boots. Or both an enchant and a bone helmet.
To recap, in simple, Synthesis as a league will see us recover memory fragments in the short side areas during the regular Path of Exile game. Then we'll take these fragments to the memory map and build roads with them to create longer runs to specific rewards. During all of this, we'll obtain a mixture of regular game rewards, like loot and currency, as well as fractured items, which can be crafted if good, or synthesized into new items if bad. And throughout all of this, we'll progress the storyline of Kvass, the Hollow One, as he recovers his memories. Changing gears a little, a hot topic in the realm of Path of Exile balance has been self-casting spells, or as GGG is referring to it now, hand-casting. Over time, the iconic image of a mage slinging a spell created from their hands has been lost somewhat in the face of more and more improvements to alternative methods of casting spells to destroy enemies. Chris Wilson identifies 2 main issues that they are addressing in the Synthesis expansion.
Cast speed.
The first is that, to put it bluntly, many spells are too weak for players to want to use, while several stand out as primary choices. GGG's goal here is ambitious, but they plan to effect a game-wide rebalance of spells to get them approximately similar in power levels as each other, whilst taking into account the differences in things like damage timing and areas of effect that make spells different from each other. The second point is that players have lately been using every means possible to avoid casting spells themselves. Traps, mines, totems, and even triggered effects. Chris Wilson says that the goal is not to punish these methods, but rather to make hand-casting spells more tempting, so that players will consider the extra risks of slinging spells themselves as potentially worthwhile. In addition to balance changes, there will be 2 new support gems targeted exclusively at hand-casting spells. These will be revealed at a later time, but GGG is calling them quote-unquote crazy. So with the emphasis this expansion being on spellcasting, 6 new primary damage-dealing spells are being introduced across 2 archetypes, Chaos and Holy. In talking with Chris, Chaos spells were previously aimed at being rather rare and niche. However, their popularity within the player base has grown quite a lot, and GGG is interested in expanding the archetype of rare and niche. However, their popularity within the player base has grown quite a lot.
They're self-aiming.
In expanding the archetype.
Whatever this skill is, whatever this one's called, that's homing.
Type of the Chaos Spellcaster out further. The first skill reveal then is Soul Rend. This skill fires a slow-moving projectile that causes chaos damage over time to enemies near it. It has a slight built-in homing effect that'll cause it to swing closer to nearby enemies, which gives it a chaotic, writhing look as it flies across the battlefield. Soul Rend can be slowed down to increase single target damage, or given multiple projectiles to increase its pack-clearing potential. It's pitched at being a solid introductory skill to the Chaos archetype with a simpler and more relaxed playstyle than other Chaos skills. The second archetype is a Holy Spellcaster, a new niche within Path of Exile. It's characterized by spells that deal physical damage converted into fire or lightning damage. Because of the nature of physical conversion, these spells will be able to leverage things that scale off of physical damage, such as added fire damage support or the Hatred aura. The first skill revealed then is for Divine Ire. Divine Ire is a channeling skill that deals damage to nearby enemies with tendrils of lightning while it's charging. When released, it deals a large blast of damage in the direction faced. Divine Ire charges off of enemies while dealing damage to them, and the
What's
more
its
it's
maximum
charged up, the
stacks?
more damage it'll deal with its final blast. This is
20.
a more advanced
Okay.
skill, as correct positioning and familiarity with its damage power.
It's got a max. If it's got a max, it should go on totems and act like Flame Blast, which means I can have 4 or 6 totems. Doing little Hadouken things.
Pattern will reward skillful players with more damage and efficiency. You'll want to kill a pack while charging off of them, and then unleash the blast on the surviving rare monster quickly and cleanly to optimize its use. Now in Synthesis, we'll also be seeing 16 new uniques added to the game.
Okay.
Grinding Gear Games is changing gears a bit on unique design.
Gears.
In the past, they've filled out the roster with plenty of leveling, or in my own words, somewhat filler uniques. With over 850 uniques in total now, focus is shifting to fewer, more interesting, and more impactful uniques. Chris says that it's important for uniques moving forward to provide more opportunities to open up the metagame, change the gameplay, and provide more playstyles for players to aspire to. The first example from Synthesis of this new design approach in action is the new Shaper drop, the Eternity Shroud.
Ooh. Ooh, okay.
In addition to some build-around modifiers that heavily reward decking your character out in endgame shaped items, this has a new skill tied to it, Glimpse of Eternity. When you are hit, this skill creates a bubble of time dilation at your character's location, slowing the action speed of enemies within it. This will make it much safer to be in melee range with enemies inside of the bubble, or it may allow you some safety to retreat if you are playing at range. As Synthesis also signifies the end of Betrayal League, what's happening to Betrayal's content? Betrayal's expansion was designed to bring together Bestiary, Delve, Incursion, and Zana, all in the new Master System. All of these changes remain in effect moving forwards, and Betrayal will be added into the core game as part of this Master System as well. Junor Tui becomes one of the Masters, and Betrayal encounters have been rebalanced and added as regular encounters from Act 9 onwards. Syndicate encounters will occur less often, but in a zone with Syndicate activity, you will have multiple Syndicate encounters spread out across the zone.
Okay.
As such, you may find a map with a fort, a transport, and a research zone all in one.
Okay.
Chris noted that care is being taken to ensure that you won't have an intervention occur while you're fighting a fort, as, well, that'd just be unfair. Chris also mentioned that this will not dilute the existing rate of Master encounters. So in my chat earlier with him, Chris also mentioned that content for 2019 will follow a similar path to 2018, with 4 planned expansions on 13-week cycles. And at the end of the year, the schedule will culminate in the first ExileCon and the announcement of the 4.0 Mega expansion for next year. I had a lot of fun both playing and making content for the Betrayal League. It's one of my favorites so far, and I'm really excited to explore the opportunities Synthesis is looking to offer. In particular, the custom extreme memory chains that could be made, and how the new craftable items will slot into the existing crafting meta. I'll be following up with more of my thoughts and hopefully some extra teaser content in the weeks to come, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's it for now. I'm Ziggy D, and thanks for watching.
Oh, well, that's fair. It's been about 3 months since Ziggy D gave me an erection last, so it was time. Anyway.
Thanks for watching. Ziggy D, and thanks for watching. Already. That's it for now. I'm Ziggy D, and
Yeah, that's a new boss fight. I haven't read anything to do with that yet, Evil. My erection got an erection. That's it. That's all we've got. We don't have any descriptions on any of them yet. No, just all those. So this is it. That's it for now.
Quack, quack, motherfuckers.
Congratulations, it's a beautiful baby duck.
To V, thank you very much for the 9 months in a row. We try to focus on one area of balance each patch to address around the time we started to hand casting, and lack of powerful spell variety were big topics in the community as a discussion. Changes greatly improved. As for melee, it's certainly on our radar and is likely to be the focus of 3.7.
To be forgotten.
Yeah, lab enchants are now enchants. Okay.